Hey Taurus, happy Cancer season. This season is very rich. It's also, Cancer season did not come to play. So you probably felt hit the first few days, first week of Cancer season. You may feel like you already want to check out of Cancer season, some of you. Others are feeling the call. So for some of you, you're feeling a call to change direction, change course. This is a lot of cards, okay. Change direction, change course, move on, because you felt the cycle end. The cycle of constraining yourself in a place that you may have more power than normal, but you're not fully there. There's this need to hold on to a certain structure, which is absolutely Uranus being in your sign. Though the Six of Swords coming out first is implying that if you're going to set sail and try something different, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to plant new seeds if you would like. This is also about you moving on from a cycle. This rebirth, you're finally giving yourself the space to realize where you need to grow in terms of your financial circumstances, where you haven't allowed yourself enough or to imagine having more than enough. And it's time to allow yourself to do that. It's like a necessity right now. The justice, the balance comes with you not giving in to any unfair circumstances. There's a Libra in your life, and you, even though they have so much love for you, that it just doesn't seem to be working. It's okay to address that. It's okay to feel very vulnerable in whatever relationship you're in now, because confronting it and being honest with this person, whether it's a romantic relationship or not, actually gives more room to grow, and it actually might help this relationship or this part of you that can be sometimes, instead of like letting that person love you or letting that person or this person express their feelings to you, it's like you don't allow it and you kind of push it away, or it's like there's this reactiveness from you. It's the Leo placements, and if there's a Leo in your life also coming up very strong as well, you feel very called to talking with this person about the situation. There's someone you can trust. They're a connection that is very reliable, and it will help even expose some things that you needed to see. By the end of the month, you'll feel the whole process of coming up and out of whatever this is and whatever has been going on with you. And it's possible that your partner is just concerned about you, and you turn it into a fight by accident, or not by accident, but by feeling more stubborn and like you're being attacked. Rather, it's just someone being concerned about your well-being. And that actually could bring you closer. And it could feel like the love has even been reborn in your relationship, which is very beautiful. So this love that you could be feeling is an extension of Gemini season. Because during that season, there was a lot going on, but for you, there's also a lot of love too, and a lot of attention. So now, getting so and receiving so much attention in this way, in such a very personal way, it adds to the nurturance of this season. Because in the beginning, we have the 6 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. And then the 4 of Pentacles. So Cancer season, this is it's hitting your subconscious as well. And the parts that need to be addressed, especially by people who are close to you and that love you and care about you. It's just that be careful if this person, just notice where you're at internally before having this conversation, or having a conversation with anyone about something very personal to you this month. And maybe wait towards the end of the month when maybe towards the end of the month, so that you can address it in a way where the first part of the month seems farther away. Because the first half of the month is very much everywhere you turn, you feel constraint. And just like Libra, you want to break free. And what is being offered to you now on the other side of this and through this is this ability to take the fight or the friction you're feeling within yourself and turn it into something powerful, so that by Leo season, you are so capable of, even if you're single, you may be meeting someone right at the end of the season into Leo season. It could be a Scorpio or a Gemini. They are offering you love. And if it's not, you could also be leaving in a relationship and entering a new one really quickly too. The only thing I'd say about that is to know that it's real and to trust yourself, because regardless if there is someone in your life, you will feel this rebirth. You will feel this rebirth of love in your life in a way that whatever happened last season, it opened you up to this space. And the Leo placements are like making you feel it, so that you feel so loved. And you feel loved even more by your connection with spirit, the divine, God, whatever you call it. You feel a deeper connection with that too. With who you are, where you're going. You could also be, some of you might be getting proposed to, just saying, like, really quickly. And do what you want with that. But yeah, so there's quick connections, lots of love happening this month. The first half is really about the internal world, where you're held back by your thoughts and how they connect to your money and your financial situation. And then slowly it starts to balance out. And through this, and even you could, and some of you, this Libra could be me, that is offering you the chance to see what is on each side of the scale. So it's like even if we like put it this way, the beginning of the month is very much the scales very unbalanced, and by the end of the month you're coming into a place where it was so necessary and needed. It's like you did a deep clean almost. So we'll look at the cards, but there's a union. Either way, there's this union, very passionate, very straightforward, very loving. This could even be a really deep connection with yourself, with how you have been and how you want to choose to engage with the world differently. Could be a new path that you receive or download, because you're receiving so much information this month. For you, Cancer season is giving you so much information to receive and process. So in the beginning of the month, also, if you just feel tired, if some of these are just like, I'm tired, take the rest. Give yourself the rest so that when these things do come along, you get the chance to live really in this feeling of being in love and this feeling of being loved and wanting to share yourself with people in a different way, and being in relationships that mean something to you, and being able to communicate how you feel in a confident way, and also being receptive to the way someone else feels about you too. Yeah. Which will also have a rebirth because you focused on that mental constraint with the money. That will also love the feeling of love being reborn, because it's always there, but it's just this, you're going to feel this like different, even like more greater feeling, this deeper connection to life. So it's wherever this love is coming from. Most of you, it's a partner. Most of you, it's a partner. But some of you, it's this connection to yourself, what you're making, creating, and feeling so connected to this place where you just keep receiving what you need to do next, and to go next, and to keep going, and to do this. It's really important that you give yourself some room and space in the beginning of the month, though, because the end of the month will be so much just more powerful. And going into Leo season, you'll understand what the feeling is and how much energy you're going to need to have for it. All right. So it's just, yeah. It's really important that you do talk to people that you trust and really take their advice and their opinions with more value, for sure. We'll look at the cards, and then I usually go through the whole deck for the extended readings on Patreon. I clarify the cards even more and get more in depth about the month and the different signs that are in the reading. And if you like this painting behind me, it is from an artist that I know, and her name is Jessica Daly. Her Instagram will be below as well. And to book a personal reading, there will be a link below as well. That is all for now, and thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you next month, Taurus. I love you. Hi, Taurus. So I did this and then I'm redoing it, and I do that sometimes when I actually need to have more patience and wait to finish the reading, but I really want to get it out there, you know what I mean? So I just like learned more as I waited, and it's also very hot right now where I am, and even though there is I have AC. It's still, the weather impacts my body and I can still feel it. So you might also relate to that. So first I just want to show you like the Fence of Swords. And we talked about the fence in the past, but this is also just like a movement on, a movement away, and you might run into these things along the way. It's almost like, to paint a picture, it's like a graveyard. It's like in a movie, like you're wandering past the graveyard of like who you used to be and how you used to feel when you were uncomfortable. And now that you're getting used to being comfortable in uncomfortable and in this place of change and the constant currency of change in your life, that what you're holding on to is changing, and how you see yourself is changing. This also could be a moving on from a time or a situation that was really not good for you, with a person, maybe even from a person, had to do with another person. So it's moving on from a lot of causing yourself to the constraint you might feel. Constraint was the word. Yeah. And now, because there's been so much pressure on the constraint, so like the first part of the month, or it has maybe even come to that pinnacle for you where you now realize like the pressure, and then you have to like move on from it. And I don't know who else I explained this to, but in the cup, like if you ever heard of the modality cupping, what happens in the body when you put a cup on someone and they do these pulls is there's this pressure that happens in order to release the tense fascia and then more in the muscle. And fascia is this layer that touches like everything in the body. So it's what interconnects everything. Everything's connected. And your last reading was about everything being intertwined. So now that you see where the roots of those different things that have been intertwined within you and where they bring you, you're now seeing like, oh wow, like that's all of what I did. It's like seeing what you've been doing, and things start to shift. The Libra card is also another cardinal card, and in this we're in cardinal water, Cancer season. This is cardinal air. There's going to be a shift of the winds, and you're sailing, you're moving through and seeing the heavy lifting that you've done with yourself and getting more comfortable in this uncomfortable change, where you might have to deliver or receive a message that maybe in the past, or maybe even if you're in a place where you're feeling frustrated, can feel like friction, but this friction is causing even more expansion, even more openness. So in the beginning it could feel a little cloudy. And if you're involved in a legal process, it's very important to recognize your delivery and also observe what's being given to you if you're in any kind of situation with authority or the legal system or whatever authority is in your life. So this first part of the month can feel like murky almost, and almost like you're just maybe even in autopilot a little bit, but it's like you're catching up to yourself. It's hard to explain, but I feel like you know what I mean. If there is a Libra in your life who's offering you some sort of opportunity, or if they're making romantic advances towards you, just know that a lot's shifting in their life too. It could be a great new beginning if you can resolve whatever, if it's from someone from your past, if you resolve whatever friction or tension there is. But this also could be just a physical tension as well. And then towards the end of the month, there will be this fulfillment that washes over you. That the beginning of the month is this like weird, dense place where, as Cancer season is, it's very humid too, depending on where you live. But there's this humidity that comes with it, this density where air becomes thicker. So that's also why your thoughts may feel thicker. These things may feel like they're taking up space, but it's just so you can become aware of the roots in which what you've been holding on to and how you can use them to be washed away. So this Libra could even be someone who offers their advice to you. This offering could be multiple different things. Either way, it's bringing a very quick clarity. Very quickly, it's the frustration or the friction is shifted. The moment it's acknowledged. Like that's what Cancer season can also do, is just like quickly, boom, change. And you feel very capable by the end of the month. And also more things might come out about someone you know, someone you might be really close to, someone that you trust. And it's only positively shedding light on the love that's in your life. It's just that and Mercury being in Gemini, then Mars just moved into Virgo, and I noticed such a difference in the way I'm communicating in the readings. So this is allowing you to be a lot more thoughtful about how you communicate, a lot more, and even more expressive. And by the end of the month, there's this rebirth feeling in your place of love, whether you have a connection, if you're in a romantic relationship, or if this is your relationships in general, especially with these queens here. You might find yourself in a very powerful situation with communicating love, and this where it washes over you, it moves through you, and it makes the rest of the month feel so much more worth it. Like it makes sense to you. And some of you might have an offer of engagement this month. If there is a Gemini in your life, they're very forward, and also the Scorpio, very forward, making themselves known. And the more that you find this love and communicate and equally express this love with these people, the more you feel like this movement forward, this rebirth, this wave from constraint to emotional freedom. And we'll get right into the extended. Yeah. All the information to work with me is below. All right, Taurus. Have a nice rest of your Cancer season. See you next month. I love you.